Okay, so before I begin today's video, I just want to say that I got this at the movie theater. It is a Batman limited edition drinking cup. This right here was around $12. Y'all know how them movie theaters be. So I'm gonna find a place to put this. I'm thinking about putting it back there. Oh shit. Right here. Yes, sir. Right here is beautiful. There we go. Just like that. See that? Amazing. Alright, what's up guys? It's me, Matt. I'm back yet again with another video. I'm actually here today for a movie review. I know, right? Like, when is the last time I did a movie review? I think I only did like one movie review on this channel, and that was for the Rise of Skywalker. How long ago was that? Was that like a year ago? I feel like that was over a year ago, probably. So it's been a good hot minute since I was last on the cam giving you guys my opinion. Couple things. So first off, I am reading off of a script. I have a 5-page script here that I typed out this morning, just so that I don't get off track, because listen, if I get off track, this video is going to go on for a good hour and a half, alright, and I don't want that to happen, alright, I don't want that to happen, so I'm hoping for this video overall to be, you know, a good 20-25 minutes long. I swear, man, I need to get an isolation booth. Y'all gonna donate to me so I can buy one? Because I would love that. So, first things first, I got a drink here. Got the Mountain Dew Kickstart. Y'all like that good old ASMR? Who doesn't? Okay, yeah, so first off, you guys are probably wondering, I finally got the Rode mic set up. I actually have it plugged into an interface, which is plugged into a MacBook that's currently running through Logic. So, y'all are going to get that bougie, high-quality audio, but that doesn't include the train in the background. So, one last thing before I begin this movie review. Well, actually, no, two things before I begin this review. Number one, I know that this movie just came out like 2 days ago. Alright, because today's the 6th. The movie came out on the 4th, so, you know, I know half of y'all probably haven't gone to see the movie yet, so this is not going to be a spoiler review, alright? This is going to be a spoiler-free review, okay? So if you guys want to see a spoiler version, just let me know in the comments down below, alright? And, I'm going to make sure to use a lot of tags, because I'm hoping for this video to get them boom boom views, you feel me? Listen, everybody needs views, alright? Whether they want to make it public or not, everybody posts for views, okay? Second thing, I know you guys are seeing this on either one of the corners. You guys are probably wondering what that is too. See, that is known as a watermark. Basically, what a watermark is for those who don't have the money to purchase their video editing software's premium subscription. So, you know, KineMaster has I think, $3.99 a month. Basically, it removes the watermarks on the videos, and it gives you, like, their fucking premium special effects. I don't know. I would mainly use it for the watermarks, but I'm currently broke, and I don't have money for it, so I'm going to set up a GoFundMe. No, I'm just kidding. So for now, you know, y'all are going to have to deal with the KineMaster watermark. I tried to download an illegal modded version off the internet, but my government phone is so crappy that it doesn't allow me to download APK files. So, you know, for now you guys are going to have to deal with the watermark, okay? I'm sure it doesn't look that bad for you guys. Anyway, so let's start off with this movie review before I waste any more of your time. So to start off, let's talk about the movie itself. Now, the movie itself does run a few minutes under 3 hours long. I'm pretty sure the movie itself is like 2 hours and 45 minutes long, and then the credits are like an extra 7 minutes, so a little bit under 3 hours, which up to date so far is the longest Batman movie so far. Probably, now that I think about it, the longest DC movie too, because removing the Snyder Cut edits, this is probably the longest DC movie that we've had so far. I gotta say, anyway, for this being a really long movie, I wasn't bored once. Usually when movies are this long, what they'll usually do is, to try and waste time, they'll basically just give you a bunch of slow, dramatic, drama, romantic scenes. And I gotta say, in this movie, there was very few of them. Alright? Now, usually when they have one of these slow, romantic love scenes, I usually just play on my phone because I usually get bored and I just wait until the scene is over. But I gotta say, there was very few of that type of scene in this movie, which I liked a lot. And for the scenes that there were, like in terms of drama and stuff, I was really into it. Like, it caught me in the mood, I really got a feel for the characters, and, it was a really good movie, in my opinion. I want to say throughout the whole movie, there was probably, 4 slow scenes. Everything else was, really tense and fighting scenes and stuff like that. But yeah, for almost a 3-hour movie, I really enjoyed it, and I didn't get bored once. And that doesn't really happen a lot with these movies, especially, like I said, on the longer side. Last time I was the least bored was when Avengers Endgame came out, and that was 20 minutes longer than this one. So, I like it when people are able to keep a long time, a long movie length, and not make it boring after a while. Now, going on to the next part is the movie's rating. Now, I remember when the rumors first came out and, they started showing the first trailers and sneak peeks and stuff like that, I was aware that the movie was originally going to be given an R rating. And to be honest with you guys, that kind of surprised me at first, because a Batman movie given an R rating, that's never happened before. I think the only DC movies that were given an R rating, besides the Snyder Cut films, was the Joker. And, but Joker was more of a background story, and, we're talking about a mentally insane character, so obviously that's going to be given an R rating. But for a person that's supposed to be, a superhero and, saving the world, I was kind of shocked at first that they had originally given it an R rating, but at the same time, I was kind of happy, because when I think of Batman, I think, obviously a hero, but also someone that will just beat the shit out of another person. I mean, come on now, we all saw Batman in those Arkham games, alright? We all saw what Batman did to the Joker in the interrogation scene. That's the type of stuff that we like. That's what I want to see from a Batman movie, all right? And to be honest with you guys, when I saw the trailer, I was kind of on that side because, first off, I saw that scene where Batman was beating the shit out of people with a fucking pipe. Like, he was ramming into them. I was like, oh, yeah, here we go. It's going to get entertaining up in the theater. But, I was kind of sticking with the R rating. I was kind of on the R rating side. But then just a couple weeks before the actual movie's theater release, I saw a public trailer for it on the TV. And, of course, just like I thought, it was going to be given a PG-13 rating, which is probably kind of what I figured from the beginning. Because, usually with, as it gets closer to a movie's release, they might kind of change up the rating a little bit. So I wasn't that surprised when they gave it a PG-13 rating. But, I would have definitely liked to see an R rating, But at the same time, it's Batman, They were probably going for that family-friendly type of stuff like they usually are. It is a superhero movie to begin with, but I just figured, the whole dark aspect of the movie and the way they portrayed Batman and, Catwoman in the trailer, I figured, it was going to be given that good R rating. Because by the looks of it, it looked like kind of that dark, backgroundish story a little bit, where things got very personal, kind of like it did with Joker. So But you know what? To be honest with you guys, even for a PG-13 rating, the movie was kind of fucking brutal. Like, not even gonna lie. Sometimes I completely forgot I was even watching a PG-13 movie. Yeah, but anyway, for its rating, I gotta say, it had a fair amount of fight scenes and brutal scenes, and even like fucking, I'll go on to it later, but certain parts of it kind of reminded me of the Saw films. So, but like I said, I'll definitely go on to that later on in this review. So, let's go on to the cast. All right, let's start with the main man, Robert Pattinson. All right, I'll be honest with you guys, yeah, he's no Christian Bale, all right, but I think Robert did a pretty good job with this performance, all right? Now, for those who don't know, Robert Pattinson played as Edward Cullen in the fantasy drama franchise, The Twilight Saga, which I think has either 4 or 5 parts to it. And I just talked to my friend on Facebook who literally just saw the film today, and he reminded me that Robert also played as a character in the Harry Potter film. Now, I don't remember his character name in the film, but he basically, spoiler alert for those who haven't seen the Harry Potter films, what is wrong with you? In part 3, sorry, I paused for a minute. In part 3, I'm pretty sure, he got killed, either part 3 or part 4. He got killed in one of Harry's visions with Voldemort, and Voldemort basically yeeted him, and he died there at the graveyard. So I completely forgot that he was in that fucking movie. But that came out years before the Twilight Saga. So, but yeah, after the Twilight Saga, I really haven't seen much of him after that. So I was kind of glad they put him into the Batman movie. Because I gotta say, he's got them looks and that body for it, all right? Don't pause either. I'll be honest with you guys, when I want an actor playing as Batman that has that body shape, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna get too much into detail because then the YouTube video is probably gonna get banned or age restricted. So, I'm just going to leave it at that. But yes, either way, I'm glad that they put him into the movie. Going on to the secondary star, Zoe Kravitz, who plays as Catwoman. Now, my friend on Facebook also told me that Zoe played as the leader of that wizard group in the Fantastic Beast movie, and I completely forgot about her. She was like the quiet girl who I think liked Dumbledore growing up and shit like that. I think she was like, I don't remember. I don't really remember the Fantastic Beasts movie that much, but she was one of like the main characters in that movie, which, to be honest with you guys, I wouldn't have even recognized her because she looked completely different. So, yeah, but besides that, she's really not a popular actress, which is another thing that I like to see. First off, let me start off by saying she did an amazing job, all right? She is a great actress in terms of drama, especially when it got to the slow, dramatic scenes of the movie. I really, felt her performance, and it kind of, it moved me. It kept me in the mood throughout the movie. Like it wasn't corny, it wasn't boring, it was actually entertaining and really, professionally done, which a lot of these famous actors and actresses have no fucking idea how to do. So, somebody that's on the smaller side of the acting career, I was glad to see her performance. So, going on to that, with the bigger actors and actresses, that's a lot of the time, that's what these movie companies will do, is they'll try and fill in all these big and famous actors and actresses that everybody knows of. And, I don't really like that, because after a while, it gets boring, Oh, add Mark Wahlberg. Nope. Samuel L. Jackson's already in it. We can't add him in it, add Tom Cruise instead. It's like, It's like, no, oh, add Ryan Reynolds while we're in there and fucking Kevin Hart and shit. You know, all these big names that we see in all these movies, yet there's a ton of these other actors and actresses that could most likely do a much better performance than they could ever. And they don't get added either because, you know, they don't have that famous of a background or some shit like that, you know, so, but it's whatever, you know, I was glad to see a new face that we don't really see in a lot of stuff, but yeah, you know, especially when it comes to those comedy movies, you know, where they have all these big faces in a fucking comedy movie. Hell, I could star in a comedy movie, all right? And I've never told a joke before in my life. So, you know, they could put me in a fucking comedy. Anybody could pull off a comedy. So, and you know, they get paid hella money for it. So, you know, I was glad to see her taking a serious role, you know, which, like I say, you know, a lot of these big names, they can't take serious roles, you know, because they don't know how to fucking pull it off correctly, which is why we see Samuel L. Jackson and fucking all these people, Kevin Hart and shit like that, and all these comedy movies, because a lot of them can't pull off a serious role, which is a complete side note. When I went to go see Uncut Gems back in, like, 2019, 2020, I want to say, the main character was Adam Sandler. I fucking hate that guy, all right? He thinks he's a comedian, but he's like Howie Mandel level comedy. You know, like, they say they're a comedian and they're funny, but they've never done anything funny in their life before, you know? So, when I saw, you know, Adam Sandler's performance in Uncut Gems, you know, I really felt for the character, you know? And I like those serious performances, you know? So it was really good, you know, to see somebody do something different and serious and a more complex role in a movie than all these comedies, funny scenes and shit like that. So, you know, just a side note. But, you know, anyway, having Zoe in this movie, you know, a much smaller character that I'm pretty sure isn't used to the acting career, you know, obviously they had her surrounded around, you know, a bunch of more professional actors and actresses throughout the movie, a few of which I'll name, you know, obviously one of them being Robert Pattinson, you know, but either way, you know, it was good seeing a new face in the movie, you know, but enough talking about Zoe because there's a good amount of other actors that I'm going to be naming. Next up, we have Jeffrey Wright, who played as Lieutenant Gordon. Another unknown face, another person that I've never seen before in a movie, and I actually looked him up, and it looks like probably his biggest performance was he did a voice acting as one of the characters in the What If series, on Disney Plus. He did a great performance in this movie, you know, and like I said, it looks like this is his first movie too, and you know, I gotta give him props. You know, he did a great job for this probably being one of his first performances. Next up, we have Colin Farrell, who played as the Penguin. And I'll be honest with you guys, when I saw the Penguin in this movie, I would have never guessed in my life that it would be this guy. Because looking at the actor and looking at the Penguin in this movie, they look like two completely different people. Now, the only movie that, I know this guy Colin was in, he played as the father in the live action version of Disney's Dumbo. He played as the father without an arm, you know, he had the two little kids, he just got back from the war. So, that was him, and, you know, like I said, the fucking makeup team or whoever it was, special effects team, did a great job doing that character design, because I couldn't even tell it was the fucking actor. You know, that was really cool. Next we have Paul Dano, who played as the main villain, y'all, the Riddler, alright, aka the main villain of the movie. Yeah, spoiler alert, go to hell, okay? Because I don't want to hear the complaints in my comment section. Oh, Matt, you spoiled the movie. Well, why would you say that? How about you go complain on the movie trailers while you're at it, alright? Because they obviously had it in the trailer, alright? the Riddler was going to be one of the main, if not the main, villains in this movie. All right, so don't start, don't start going on in my damn comment section complaining. Um, anyway, it looks like the only movies that this guy was in was 12 Years a Slave and Swiss Army Man. Both of them I heard of, but I've never watched before, so kind of a new face, I guess you could say. Next up, we got fucking John Turturro, aka that fucking FBI agent from the Transformers series. Back when we had, Shia LaBeouf and Megan Fox. All right, y'all remember him? But yeah, his performance was Carmine Falcone, aka the head boss of Gotham City. And I gotta say, he did an amazing job. I'll be honest with you guys, that's the only performance I've seen him play was Transformers, and obviously this movie. I think he played in, like, the first 3 Transformers films. Maybe the 4th one, but I think the 4th one had Mark Wahlberg in it, right? I think once Mark Wahlberg came along, I think, John's career in the Transformers series was done with. But, yeah, besides that, I don't think I've seen him in any other performance. So, yeah. How can I forget Andy Serkis, a.k.a. Claw from the MCU movies, specifically Age of Ultron and Black Panther, and, yeah, that's about it. I guess ever since, it's gonna be so fucked up for me to say this. I guess ever since, Killmonger put a hole in his head in, Black Panther, I guess he was like, you know what, they cut off my hand, now they killed me, and I didn't even make it through half of the movie, so I guess I'm gonna switch to DC now. I looked him up on IMDb to see what else he was in, and it looks like he also did either the voice actor or the character actor, or maybe both, I don't know, for Caesar from the Planet of the Apes movies, which I thought was pretty cool. And he also played as Gollum from the fucking Lord of the Rings movies. Like, yes. Next up, we got Jamie Lawson, who plays as the mayor of Gotham. I don't know her character name in the movie. Neither do I really care, because a lot of these mayors, man, they don't know what they're doing in these movies. They just leave it up to the heroes. And, Barry Keoghan, aka Druig from Eternals, and also that creepy kid from Killing of a Sacred Deer. I don't know. But besides that, there's a ton of other names out there in this movie, like Peter Sarsgaard. No, not Skarsgård. Sarsgaard. So, in no relation to Bill Skarsgård. Alright, I know Bill has a brother, but it ain't this guy. Alright, 2 last names. 2 completely different last names. For the last thing, let's go on to the soundtrack and scoring for this movie. Alright? Now, I know a lot of y'all probably don't even think about the music producers out there when it comes to these movies. Alright? The last time y'all gave a shit about a producer was when they created the bathroom dance theme from the Joker. I'll be honest with you guys, sometimes I dance to that song. Hey, listen, alright, we all gotta calm ourselves down somehow, alright? Anyway, the soundtrack to this movie was fucking amazing, alright? Michael Giacchino, you a soprano? Alright, my last name's Crincoli, I'm like 20% Italian, alright? My grandfather's Italian, alright? He came over here on the boat from Italy, alright? So, I don't have that Italian accent, but I am part Italian. I'm actually surprised, for me being Italian, I don't know how to say an Italian last name, so forgive me, Italian people. Anyway, he is the composer for almost his whole soundtrack, if not the whole thing, which, fucking good for you, bro. Anyway, he composed soundtracks for movies like Star Trek Beyond, Jojo Rabbit, Bad Times at the El Royale, Rogue One, the Star Wars story, fucking Spider-Man No Way Home, and probably like every other Hollywood movie out there. Listen, I'm not gonna lie, I'll be honest with you guys, I've kind of been listening to the Batman soundtrack like all day now on Spotify. link in the description for the album. So far, my favorite song is the final one, Sonata in Darkness. Some real Beethoven type shit. I like that dark shit. I obviously guessing, he got the idea from Moonlight Sonata Movement 1, which not only I'm pretty sure this song was in the same key as Moonlight Sonata. But also the same time length. Now, movement 1 of 3 to Moonlight Sonata is around 15 minutes long. Sonata in Darkness was a little over 12 minutes. So, I'll be honest with you guys. I listen to a song like this in bed. I just lay there. All right, I have my headphones in. I just look back on life, I look back on all the memories I've had. I just start, I start feeling myself when I listen to a song like that, I just get in that semi-high mood, You ever listen to a song that good that you just close your eyes and, I'm sorry, I'm wasting time. Amazing album. Now, I did promise you guys a spoiler-free movie. All right, we're done with, the composers, the actors, and shit like that, blah, blah, blah. All right, all of that shit's done. Going on to the actual movie now. All right, now I did promise you guys a spoiler-free movie, so I'll leave out any spoilers or, key details that would ruin the movies for you guys, all right? But, of course, any information that was given to us in the trailer, I'm going to be taking some information from the trailer, alright? So don't start commenting, you told me spoiler free. Alright? I'll take shit from the trailer, alright? I won't say anything big about the movie, So, obviously, the Riddler is the main character, surrounded around, Carmine Falcone, Penguin, and Catwoman, who is kind of a villain. But, Batman is, too much in love with her, that, whenever she steals shit, he just, touches her face and walks off the scene she didn't just fucking steal some shit. Listen, last time I checked, if any villain, fucking jumped on Batman like Black Widow and started throwing shit at him, last time I checked, people like that end up behind bars. But, I guess since Catwoman is hot, I guess it's fine. This movie gave me vibes from the Batman series, according to the Telltale video game. So for those who have played the Telltale Batman series, that storyline to the video game really matched up with this movie. Shit gets personal in Batman's life, he starts learning shit. Alright, he starts learning stuff from the past, dark and deep, dark secret stuff that, he never knew about, especially in terms of his family, and he basically slowly starts to learn this stuff through his investigation with the Riddler. So basically, the Riddler slowly starts telling Bruce what the last name Wayne actually means and what type of history his family has had. So I'm not going to say anything else, but if you guys have played the Telltale Batman series, then you guys will pretty much, you guys will get the connection. Anyway, not only was it a multi-murder investigation movie, but it was also a drama. Big family issues. You guys are probably wondering where Catwoman fits in with all of this. Well, that sounds like some shit for you guys to go find out on your own by watching the movie, alright? Now, I was aware that this was going to be a psychological drama. They did say it before the movie started, the little people or whatever the fuck, before the movie starts, they're like, you're now going to watch Batman, and they kind of get into the story a little bit. But, so yeah, from the beginning, I kind of figured out that this was going to be, on the psychological side, rather than it just being all about crime fighting and shit like that. But I'll be honest with you guys, out of all the drama, that was pretty much brought down by the badass epic fight scenes. Like, I'll go back to it. Y'all remember what Batman did to the Joker? All right, in that interrogation scene in the jail in the Dark Knight movie. Yeah, well, let's do that for every single fight scene in this fucking movie, okay? Like, a lot of hands-on fighting, obviously, Batman's never used, like, a gun before, he's always been more of a hands-on person, which is another thing in the movie, because Batman has always been, like, the hands-on, beating people up and knocking the shit out of them, probably giving them fucking concussions, but, he doesn't believe in killing, so, which, kind of brings a little bit, of a division between him and Catwoman, because, Catwoman does not care, she will kill, alright, she is fucking insane, so, that causes a little bit of division between them. But, I'm not going to get into it anymore. The fight scenes really reminded me a lot of the Batman Arkham Knight video games that came out, like in 2010 or some shit like that. So, a lot of close-up, non-stop fighting type of stuff. The more, I'll go back onto this again, the more disturbing parts of the movie really reminded me of the Saw films, alright? And I'll be honest with you guys, I wouldn't be surprised if they got inspiration from the Saw franchise, because basically, the Riddler, he gets his point across every now and then by, fucking attaching death devices to his victims, kind of like a head grenade. I won't say anything else, I won't say, who he uses the head grenade on, just know that, there is some pretty crazy shit going on, alright? I'll be honest with you guys, after this review, I might go watch the Saw movies, like, it's just kind of entertaining in my opinion. But you know what though, movies like Saw, it kind of gets old after a while, like, kind of like the Fast and Furious movies, like, it was good at first, but slow but sure, it kind of gets repetitive and ridiculous after a while. Side note, by the way. I feel like the only thing that keeps me going, though, in the Saw movies is, A, the twist endings, alright, the endings that you would have never fucking expected, and B, the traps, alright? People dying, people getting murdered and fucking just completely demolished by all these different traps. That's what I like about the Saw movies. Movies like that, shit's entertaining. Like, they're gonna lock me up, I swear. Oh my god, bro. But yeah, besides that, I really liked the movie. I thought the movie was great. I loved the acting, the drama, and of course, the fight scenes, one of the best part of the movie. But besides that, there's really nothing else I could say about this movie. Oh yeah, if you guys want to go see this movie, please go see it in theaters, not only because of how good it was, but because like 90% of the fucking movie is set during nighttime, and, for those who want to, wait for the at-home release, whether, they never got the chance to go see it in theaters, or, because they're still worried about that Coco Vi, y'all know what I'm talking about. Alright, I get that, we all have our personal reasons, blah, 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 whatever. But I'll be honest with you guys, a lot of at-home TVs, they don't have an automatic screen light setting. Like, my smart TV behind me, all I gotta do is go into, like, the settings and change the brightness level, but it doesn't have an auto brightness setting. Like, I can make it dynamic, so, like, if it's really bright in the room and, like, sun's hitting the screen, I can make it really bright, so it's easier to see. But, there's not, like, an auto mode, so, if it were to, if the screen were to get brighter, like a daytime scene, I'm gonna have to go back and forth and change that shit, so I feel like it's, nice having an automatic screen light setting. Of course, unless you have a nice dark room, or, if you're rich and you have a $500,000 in-home theater. Yeah, that's what I thought. I would also go to see it, not only because of how, like, dark and low lit the movie is, but also because of how fucking quiet the movie is. Like, besides all of the action scenes, it's like everybody's talking in like a fucking whisper. All right, and listen, the movie set score in the background for all the different scenes and stuff like that doesn't help out either. All right, it was like almost impossible for me to hear half the shit they were saying in a movie theater. All right, so imagine trying to hear on your TV speaker. I would probably be able to hear it a little bit better because I have a sound bar, but still, it's like all of the talking scenes I was barely able to hear in the theater because, all the characters were like talking, like, just like talking like this, So how do we find this guy, But imagine the mic like being all the way back here. So how do we find this guy, Lieutenant? And just imagine a fucking score going on in the background. How do we find this guy, Lieutenant? He's just gonna keep killing. He's not gonna stop. We gotta figure something out here. Like, imagine hearing that on like thousands of dollars worth of professional movie theater sound equipment. All right, in my opinion, your best bet would probably be going to see this movie in a theater. But with all of that out of the way, great movie. Love the actor choice. I'm glad to see that they brought in a couple, unknown actors and actresses, And I really hope they come out with a part 2. According to the piece of shit 3-second after credit scene that they gave us, I'm pretty sure there will be a part 2. Yes, I'm saying, after credit, because a post-credit scene, basically y'all are probably like, what the hell's an end credit scene? You mean a post-credit? Post-credit happens before the credits. So when a movie ends, you have your main credits. You have the primary actors and actresses. You have your directors, and then, blah, 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 and all the other people. And then it'll probably go on to the post-credit scene if there is one. And then after that, you go on to the end credits, the makeup designers, the cameraman, the editors, special effects artists, blah, 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 all that different types of shit. So we had to wait 7 minutes of credits to get this 3-second end credit scene. And it was the most boring shit, bro. All right, I could have done a better job. And like half the theater was, half the crowd was still in the theater. We were waiting to see like some good shit at the end. And they decided to give us this 3-second little end credit scene. One guy stood up in the theater was like, "You gotta be fucking bullshitting me, man." And that's when the whole crowd just like walked out. It was funny as shit, bro. But yeah, that's besides the point. Anyway, besides that, do expect, now, the review is over. All right, I'm going on to the outro now. All right, so for those who just came here for the review and don't actually care about my channel, y'all can leave. But for those who do know my channel and want to see more content, either way, whatever, do expect a spoiler version of the MCU originals for Disney Plus. Like I said, about a week and a half ago, I did make a video saying that I just completed, like, all of the MCU originals on Disney Plus. So, What If, WandaVision, Loki, blah, 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 all of that type of stuff. So do expect a spoiler review for all of those series within the next few days or so. Like I said, I wanted to bring this video out first, only because the movie came out 2 days ago, and, listen, people, I need them views, alright? I'm sorry, alright, but I'm just telling the truth, alright? So that's the one thing about these, YouTube creators, is that, they're always afraid to, say, I make content for the views, I do it for the revenue. If listen, if people like PewDiePie and Jacksepticeye and all these big, Mr. Beast and all these big YouTubers, if they didn't have all the subs that they did, they wouldn't post content because they know nobody would watch their content. They wouldn't be making money. They wouldn't be getting anything from it. So, which is why I'm not afraid to, say why I'm even posting this video. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video, man. I hope you enjoyed this review, this 47-minute review. I'll try and bring it down as much as possible. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to like, share, subscribe. Also, I am posting a beat tomorrow. I did create another beat. It's a Lord of the Rings type beat. I took a Lord of the Rings sample, reversed it, chopped it up, and made a pretty cool new beat out of it. So expect that 2 p.m. tomorrow. I already have it scheduled. Like I said, I wanted to post this today because, like I said, one video every day. So enough of the chit chat. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to like, share, subscribe. Check out some of my other content here on the channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.